Hello everybody and welcome back. I know it has been literally forever since I have been on YouTube, but I am back today with a new manicure. We are going to be using Ritzy dips today. I'm going to show you guys the new liquids that we just launched and a beautiful mani. So we're going to be using Cutie, which is from the Neon Pastel collection. It's like a pastel neon orange. And then we're also going to be using Gnarly, which is this beautiful blue color. And then I also will be using Sea Glass, which is, I think, my favorite glitter from our whole collection. I'll also be using our new precision tool from Ritzy Dips. And this is currently out of stock right now, but we will be getting more. It's in production right now and it should be back soon. And then the other end of it is a wax tip, so it can be used for multiple things. So I'm going to go ahead and stir up my powders. This is definitely a huge thing to do. You want to make sure you're stirring your powders so that everything gets mixed up. So after I'm done stirring those, I'm going to go ahead and start with my solids. I'm going to do all of my solid color application first before I do the glitter. So I'm going to do my usual ombre, where I do the vertical ombre on the pointer and ring finger. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and dip the solid colors, and I will let you guys watch that because that's pretty standard. But here I'm going to show you guys the new liquids we just launched for Ritzy Dips. Oh my gosh, you guys, they are beautiful and they are amazing. They are so easy to use. So they do have this cute little 3D embossing on the top that says RD. We did just rebrand all of our stuff in the shop, so this is all of our new branding. Everything is like black and gold and it's just so beautiful. So I will be showing you guys this today in the video. So I already have my peel base down, which we also just launched our peel base, so that is available as well. So if you guys want to go check out ritzydips.com, we have tons and tons of new stuff you guys can check out. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch the solid dip application. It's pretty standard, and I will be back. Alright, so I'm getting ready to show you guys the precision tool. So after you dip or pour over, this precision tool it's kind of like the orange stick that I'm used to using, or a toothpick, but it's a metal tip, so you don't ever have to like sharpen it or throw it away and get a new one. It's a metal tip, so you can, if anything does get built up on the end of it, you can easily pull it off or pick it off and it comes right off. So I have been loving this precision tool, and I have been getting some really good cuticle lines. You know, that perfect cuticle line that everybody wants. That is what I have been using recently. So hopefully we get it back in stock really soon for you guys. But yes, I just wanted to show you guys that. So after doing 2 coats of the orange cutie, I decided to do one more dip on my thumb. Since it was not going to have any glitter on it, I really did want a full coverage on my thumb. And surprisingly, after 3 dips of this, it was darker than the 2 dips on my pointer finger. So at the end, you'll get to see the difference, but this color can really change depending on 2 dips or 3 dips or 1 dip, etc. So I did do 3 full dips on my thumb and only 2 on my pointer finger because it's going to have some glitter on it for the ombre, so I didn't want it to be too thick. So now I'm going to go in with Gnarly, which is this beautiful blue color. This is like one of my favorite solids that we have. And I'm going to do, I think I do 2 full coats on my ring finger and then 3 on my pinky. So I will let you keep watching. Okay, can we talk about how full coverage that 1 dip of Gnarly was? Oh my gosh, so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going on. I just had to say something because it's so good. Okay, so now that I have my solid dip application done, which by the way, I am totally loving these colors together. I don't usually actually use swatches to pick out my colors. I usually just wing it, but I had my swatches out and I had these sitting next to each other and I was like, wow, I really want to do an orange and a blue. And then I was like, okay, so now, what glitter can I use? And Sea Glass is the one that matched almost perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the glitter application. I'm going to do a full glitter nail on my middle finger, and then I'm going to ombre onto my ring finger and my pointer finger, which I do a lot. It's so pretty. If you can choose the right colors, this type of ombre is so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do a full layer of base coat on my middle finger, and then I do kind of lay down. I'm trying to go for more of like the fine glitters, fine to medium glitters at the bottom there, because that'll help give it that like that really smooth first layer, to kind of fill in any of the blank spots that the more chunky pieces might create. So I do 1 layer of just the clear, the fine or medium glitters on the bottom, and then once that's dry, I dust it off, and you can see how flat that first layer went down. That's exactly what you want to see because you want this to not get bulky. So I also have builder gel on underneath, which can also create some more bulk. So you really want to make sure that your glitters are laying flat, that you're moving the pieces around, and just, making it easier on yourself when it's time to file and buff. So I did 1 full layer. I'm going to go ahead and brush off all that excess that's on there. And then I'm going to do another full layer of it. This time I may pick up some more of the chunky pieces, but you can also like hand place some of the chunky pieces, which you'll see me do as well. So I'm going to let you guys keep watching and I will be back. Okay, so after that full nail of glitter, we're going to go ahead and move into the ombre. So this is considered a vertical ombre. So what I do is I go ahead and put base coat pretty much on my entire nail. Sometimes I do half the nail, sometimes I do the whole nail. I decided to do the whole nail on this one. It just depends. I feel like if I only do half the nail with base coat, the glitter looks more like abrupt, so it's like more of like a harsh line. When I do the full layer of base coat and then sprinkle over, I feel like the ombre comes out a little bit more natural looking and not so of an abrupt like line. So I don't really know if that's just me or maybe just it playing tricks on my eyes, but I've really been liking doing the full layer of base coat, sprinkling it on the side, and then once I get all the glitters where I want them, I kind of just dip it into the glass, or the glasses are clear from Ritzy dips, but into a clear powder just to kind of absorb the rest of the base coat. So that's what I've kind of been liking lately, and it's been working pretty well. So here you're going to see glass, which is our clear, just clear powder to help absorb any of that excess base coat that is still on my nail while I get ready to go do the ombre on my pointer finger. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do the full nail of base coat, sprinkle it on with this ombre brush, and then I'm going to move the pieces around, and then I'll dip it in clear, and then I kind of go back and I'm going to put some pieces on individually. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so now that I am done with that step, I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate all of my nails with the clear powder, which is called glass. This powder is so clear. We named it glass for a reason, obviously, but it's like crystal clear. So I'm going to go ahead and do a full layer of base coat on my nails and then dip the entire nail into the clear powder, cleaning up my cuticles as I go. And then when it starts to like have a wet look to it, that means that your nail is still wet and that the base coat is still a little bit wet. I go ahead and dip back into the clear powder if I need to, just so that that base coat is fully absorbing the clear powder. So you really don't want to have that wet look to it, but that's just what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate all of my nails with that. And then after that, I'm going to brush off all the excess, use a stiff brush to get a lot of the excess off, because that'll help avoid any bubbles that you might see with any clear powder. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate. So I will let you guys keep watching. Okay, so now that all of that is brushed off, I'm going to go ahead and go in with step 3, which is the activator. I'm going to go ahead and completely saturate my nails with this stuff. So you want to make sure you've got a good amount on there. You do not need to be sparing with this. You guys just douse your nails with it. You can do 1 or 2 coats. I usually try to do 2 passes of it. That really helps absorb all of the powder. So what happens is this activator is going to soak into the powder, and it's going to activate the powder itself to make it hard. So you need to have this step so that you're going to be able to file and buff. And if you're not activating enough, your dip powder could almost like crumble or not buff as easily. So activate really well. You're going to wait about 1 to 2 minutes. You want to make sure it's pretty hard before you go into the filing step. So we did just recently get some files here at Ritzy Dips. They are available online, but they have a 100 and a 180 grit side. So I am going to go ahead and start with the 100 side, which is the more rough side. And I'm going to go ahead and start reshaping the nails. So when you dip, your powder, depending on how thick your layers were, all of that can reshape your nails. So they may look a little bit more wide or thick or whatever. They're not the shape you wanted them to be. So I always reshape my nails during this step. And then after reshaping is when I do like the buffing and making sure that there's no lumps, making sure that they are thin and flat and, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm going to let you guys watch that. Normally I cut this part out, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of it here. And then once all of that's done, I will be back. Okay, so now that all of the reshaping and the buffing on the top of the nails is good to go, I do like to go in with a more fine grit. So this sponge file is, I think it's 280. I want to say it's 280, which the higher the number, the softer the grit, the more fine the grit is. So I'm going in with a super fine buffer. This really helps really smooth out the nails to allow for that shiny top coat. It's really going to help with your top coat come out shiny. So I'm also going to clean up my cuticles with this Ergo file from Bonafide Beauty. You can find it on Amazon if it's in stock. I'll also have it linked down in my description box, but I like to do this around my cuticles. This really helps clean up anything that you weren't able to get with a file. So this is one of my go-tos, definitely for good cuticles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of my nails. And then what I like to do is you can either go rinse your nails with water only, or right now I'm just using rubbing alcohol and making sure that, you know, I get all that powder off and all that dust from filing. I like to use just water. I like to just go to the sink, rinse it all off, but this time of day I decided to go with the rubbing alcohol. So once those are all cleaned up and dust free, we're going to go ahead and activate again. So you want to make sure to fully saturate your nails again, completely get them absorbed with this activator. This activator is going to help your top coat dry. So I know it sounds weird, but you need to have activator to help your top coat dry, at least for this brand of liquids. Every liquid is different, but for ours, it needs an activator to help the top coat dry. So for Ritzy Dips liquids, your second activator, which is what we're on right now, you want it to sit for about 30 to 45 seconds, really no longer than that, to get your optimal shine on the top coat. So I waited about 30 to 45 seconds. I am now taking a dry, lint-free wipe. You can use a paper towel, you know, whatever you have nearby. And I'm just rubbing the nails really, really good. I'm making sure to get on the sidewalls. You want to wipe off any excess activator that may be still on your nails. So that excess activator, if it mixes with your top coat, depending on certain brands of liquids, they're a little more sensitive than other brands, but it could harden your top coat brush, which a lot of people have dealt with. I know I have in the past with some other brands, but ours don't easily contaminate. So Ritzy's, we've tested them since July of 2021 before we finally committed to purchasing them and selling them. So we have tested them. We have tried to contaminate them. They are very hard to contaminate, which makes it good for like first time or starters that are just now starting their nail journey. So highly recommended if you don't want to ruin your whole bottle of liquids, but you just want to make sure that the activator is off of there before you go in with your top coat. For your top coat, which is what I'm doing now, you want to do 1 to 2 layers, swipes on the nail. Just get it really nice and thin, just 1 whole layer. And then I go immediately back in for the second layer. So you don't really have to wait 2 minutes or anything like some other brands you have to do. You can go right back in with your second layer. And this is when you can be like a little more detailed. Really make sure you're getting all the sides and the tip, all of that. So I'm just finishing up here with my second coat. This top coat is so shiny. As long as you get your nails like super smooth and buffed down during your filing stage, this top coat comes out so shiny. It's almost like a gel top coat. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I am so happy with this top coat. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Another great thing, I know I'm like talking your guys' ears off, but I haven't talked on here in a while. So another great thing about this top coat is it's about a 30-second dry time, which is like unheard of. A lot of other brands are about a 2-minute dry time, which is fine. Still faster than regular nail polish, but 30 seconds. And if you're doing the correct thinness of layers, 30 seconds, and these things are dry and shiny. Look at that shine. I'm literally just blown away by these. So anyways, 30 seconds and you're pretty much good to go. If you want to be cautious, give it a good minute, but I promise it dries pretty quick. And then as always, we're going to finish off our mani with Grimes Ridge, my favorite cuticle oil ever. So I'll have all of her information down in the description as well. You can always use code Taylor10 for 10% off, and you guys will not be disappointed. This stuff is so good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and thank you guys so much for watching. I know I've been slacking, but I promise more videos are coming. New year, new me. We're going to do great in 2022. So thank you guys. I will see you guys next time. Bye.